part where it was like a lot of battling. Or no, we were starting up a new one,
Mm-hmm.
a new chapter. But you
No,
can
but then I
chat.
died a couple times.
Oh yeah, you did die a couple times. So go ahead and get us squared away, and then I'll take over at some point. But in the meantime, Ms. D, you please talk.
So, I spent
Aren't you gonna
over
hit
3
5?
hours and tons of uh, having to go back and eat energy. So I spent a lot of money.
No, aren't you gonna?
Okay, and had to go.
Aren't you lying? Oh,
I
you
had to
are.
go back and get. Oh shit, I'm in trouble here. I had to go back and get some additional energy.
Okay.
So while I'm gone, James goes in and fucking takes the 700 and some fucking things that I spent over 3 hours doing. He grabs it. He fucking gets all the points. He levels up like 5 things. And I watched him. I watched it in real time happen. Okay.
Okay.
So I put up in the general chat, was anybody foraging? Just now.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody replied. And I know he knows, right? So
Yeah.
I sent him a DM and I asked him. So he didn't answer me for a couple hours. So he gets back on, and I said to him, I did not accuse him. I didn't say boo to him. He doesn't know that I saw what happened, right?
Yeah.
Because Brady's server is still set up that when somebody moves in the ranks, if you're playing on his server, it pops up on my screen. Who's
Okay.
doing what? Okay, so I saw him take everything I had done. I went into the items, and there the 716 things were gone. All right, so it went to him. So
Wow.
I said, I asked a couple of query questions, such as, where do these points go and how are they? Why, if you're in a group? Well, number one, there was the issue of, if you're in a group, first off, and we have assignments that say you got to collect 1,000 things, shouldn't those be divvied up? And you ask people like, hey, Angie, do you think you could afford giving up, 250 lives to help out the guild, right?
Yeah.
He says, don't you dare do that. He says, don't you dare do that. You're not supposed to pressure people. And I said to him, and this was before, and I said to him, then what's the point of being in a guild? We're supposed to be helping each other out. One player isn't supposed to carry the entire guild. You know what I mean? But he was adamant that this wouldn't happen. I said, fine. So you'll see up in the chat, like a couple places, I'll be like, oh, I need some help. Or, I said, I went in, I did these adventures for everybody. I suck at battling. Can you guys pick this up? That kind of stuff, try to be
Yeah.
real cool about it. So, I send that out, I said to him, I want to know where the points go. If there's $1,000 worth of stuff, and the person that hits the button the very last time, do they get assigned $1,000? And if they do, what does that mean for all the people that helped get you to that $1,000? Right? Are they getting anything? And the answer is no, Ange. But he didn't say that. Are they getting anything for getting you up to that point, and that person being able to move up 5 places plus get the $1,000? He's like, I don't know. He goes, this is really going to be a good Brady issue. Bring it up. And so him and I went back and forth. Then he sends me a message saying, I'm just curious. What seems to be your problem that you have an issue with numbers, being competitive, who's doing what, blah, blah, blah. Andrew took everything I had not to flip. I mean, he had me so fucking pissed. And I wrote back and I said, you know what? I am competitive by nature. I said, that's why I was a champion swimmer, was able to get scholarships, was able to excel at work. I said, not only am I competitive, but I also am looking out for the good of the group. Excuse me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He wants to be number one in everything. And so I'm watching the numbers where everybody's at. He goes, I only look at the numbers when, I'm concerned about what place we're in. Because I accuse him of being competitive too. If you look at his stats, he's number one in everything except two things that he can't catch me on. Other than that, he's blowing me out of the water. And I don't know how he's doing it, but he is. Okay? So he's got some shortcut method that he's fucking catching me like it took me so long to get where I'm at, Ange, and he's rolling up my ass like you can't believe. And I don't know how he's doing it. Okay?
Yeah.
So him and I went back and forth on this. I said to him, it got to the point where I said, he was like, you need to go to Brady with this stuff. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
You did. And
I'm
you
like,
ended
you
up
want me
getting
to go
kicked
to
from the server, and so did I.
Yeah, I said, you want me to go to Brady with all of this? I said, you don't understand what I'm saying. I said, so how the hell is Brady going to understand what I'm saying? I said, what if I go to Crazy B and I'll talk to her about it? He writes back, what's Crazy B going to know? She doesn't know anything about coding. And I wrote back, like, no shit, Dick Tracy, but she does know semantics. And she'll be able to determine whether or not I'm speaking English or using the appropriate terminology or not. So why don't I run it by her on that? He never replied back to that. We went back and forth, and you know my rule about going back and forth on shit. It went on for almost 2 motherfucking hours. And I'm thinking to myself, why am I, again, I'm not really angry about, I'm mad at him and just, I'm pissed that I spent all that time and he went in, he knows what he did. You know what I mean? Why would you have guild quests and only one person completing the quest within the guild and nobody else get anything within the guild? Everybody has their personal quests they do, and then the guild quest is like really outrageous numbers. You know what I mean? Like the 716. You know what I mean? For me to do over 3 hours on.
Everyone is supposed to do parts. That's the whole point of a guild.
Correct. Correct. And then so when you get to the end, Ange, and you complete the task, should the reward go to everybody?
It's supposed to be divided up amongst everyone, is what
person?
I thought. No, I think it goes to everyone in the guild. You get some benefit from completing the guild tasks, is what I've always understood it as. And you get like extra benefits for better products being sold in your area and other things, usually with some kind of like stuff on various other what's it called, on the other games that I've played that have guilds. You get help, or you get, guild members can help build water your farm or something.
Okay. So there was a little lull, and he said he was busy. So at 10:30 he goes, okay, D, I'm ready to test out whatever the hell you're talking about. And I'm like,
that's a rude way to approach me.
I didn't know. I said, I didn't know we were testing anything. I said, I just kept moving along. And I said, and I've already proved my theory, because while he was gone, I went in and frickin' chopped down 400 and some motherfucking trees or bushes, right? To prove the point that by the time I got done, Angie, I leveled up 5 levels and I got all the coins and all of the XPs.
Yeah, you're gonna get your XP and coins from doing the guild quest, but at the end of the quest, there's supposed to be an extra reward on top of that.
Well, there ain't.
Then that's on whoever owns the bot and does the coding part.
That's on. Right. So I'm like, again, I said to him, I ended it with, you know what? I'm just leaving it here and we can discuss it later. He's moving next week or some crap. That's because his girls are still in school. And I can't picture him picking them up and moving them for 1 month. You know what I mean? So I think he's going to stay where he's at. So I tried to throw in some stuff, but it was just like I was talking to the wall. I mean, no matter what I said, no matter how I rearranged it, and he was like, he couldn't, he's like, I can't talk on the phone. I'm like, whatever. And I should have just probably said, I tried a couple times to get out of it and say, let's just leave it. You know what I mean? And when you're free, let's talk about it. But this, uh, I mean, I was like, am I like losing my mind here? Like, I don't know how to talk. You know what I
No,
mean? Like,
you're
why is it
speaking,
that I
he's
cannot?
being stubborn, and he's hearing what he wants to hear.
And I said to him, and when he, uh, let me get to that. I don't know if I could get to it real quick or not, but let me see if I could find that part where he wrote that. I'm just curious bullshit. I thought he had a lot of nerve at coming back at me with that, but I was like, I was fine with it. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with somebody on the team being competitive. If you want to be number one, you know what I mean, in everything, you need people that are going to play the damn game. Oh, I'm looking at shit that I sent to you. That's funny. Oh, there's some crap that Juanita sent out. I'll have to. Oh, here he goes. He came back at me. What's he saying? Okay. Oh, he accused me of micromanaging.
Well, you worked in HR. That's kind of what you're used to doing.
Exactly. And I said to him, and gasp, you used the dreaded word micromanaging. I said, so I'm getting the feeling that I'm stressing you out, so I'll let you be. And then he said something smart ass, and I put, this is priceless. And here it is here. He goes, no, you're not stressing me out. I'm actually curious, that's all. I try to wrap my head around why people care so much about where they are point-wise. It's just alien to me, so I figured I'd ask since it seems you do that the most. Especially once more people join and there is actual competition for many people. He said that would be crazy to me to be worried about, say, 50 people all trying to be in first place. So I just don't do it. And I said to him, this is another conversation entirely. Let's save it for later. Remember, you're tech and I'm HR. He goes, okay, I'll talk to you later. Let's see. This is, I mean, I just can't believe, Ange, that I got sucked into this, I said to him to try to stop the conversation. I said, you're killing me. We call Mr. LP. I said, you're killing me, Mr. LP. It's late and I'm sure you have boxes to pack. I'm filing it away for now. Pretend you never heard of it before because I'm not going back and forth with Brady on it. Nope, not me.
Yeah.
So I said to him, if you get a quest, it usually involves a reward. Getting a guild quest means you will receive a reward for getting the quest if you're part of the guild. And I'm like, well, is that fair? And he says, yes, it's fair. So, in other words, you could be there working and doing all of that. And if I just sit there and wait till the end, I could jump in and take everything away from you that you work towards, or the whole group. If ever, if 4 people contributed to 1,000 things or whatever, and I roll in on 997, I could take away the whole thing that the whole group worked towards.
Yeah.
Here's what he says. He goes, I don't think Crazy Bee would be able to fix the code if there is a bug. Pretty sure only Brady could resolve it.
Yeah, no, but I'm just trying to help you understand it, not...
I know, exactly. I wrote back, I said, I know B can't fix the code, but I thought she could help me in my semantics.
Oh my
Like, what the fuck? And you know what, Angie? And Angie, and I'm sure you probably know a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
I know,
Like,
I understand the concept of coding and how it works. I couldn't go in and do it, and I wouldn't. Why would I do something like that? Like, is he like out of his mind? Ugh, why does
I don't know.
what is it with these people thinking
I
there's
just
all
wanted to
kinds of
make.
that I'm some horrible person or something? The way they act, you'd think I was like
I mean,
crazy.
I mean, if I said it once, Angie, I said it 5 fucking times. Everything he said, I'm like, I understand that. I said, but do we all receive coins and XPs? I said, I don't think so, because I just completed all of the fishing and I leveled up. I received the coins. I'm not sure how many XPs I received. I said, so if this is your suggestion to test it, then we need to wait till the next guild quest. I said, you and I can pick what to play and test it out. And he kept going, what do you mean by not knowing I had been playing from the beginning? I mean, if you would see how long the paragraphs are that he writes back, you know what I mean? Like, I I find it amazing that they're that long and you have the ability to think that critically and
Mm.
write that much stuff about it. Does that make sense in such a short period of time?
Uh,
You know what I mean? Where
he's got to be
I'm
using
like
voice to
processing it.
text or something.
Yeah, well, I use voice to text too, but my shit ain't as fucking detailed as his because I'm sitting here thinking, right? And trying to apply the concept to whatever. And is it possible he's just, I up in the beginning, I'm like, uh,
Okay, there's two types of people: people who are concise and people who use a lot of words so people think they're smart.
okay.
And I think he's one of those people that tends to use a lot of words to compensate for insecurities on intelligence, maybe. Because my mom does that. My mom would like nonstop talk just because she wanted people to think she was smart and they'd get lost in the conversation. I'm not saying he's unintelligent. I'm just saying maybe there's some insecurities. Because again, he gets very angry or sounds angry when my name gets brought up.
Yeah,
And it's like, what?
yeah,
What?
yeah.
Like,
It's because here, I even said it a second time. I'm like, I said, let me think. I said, or not think about it. I said, I might even run this by Crazy B if you're okay. Uh, and I kept repeatedly saying, I think someone forged the item and received the coins and XPs, not knowing that I had been playing from the beginning. And he kept saying, what do you mean that you played it from the beginning? And I'm like, basically, I wanted to say, hey, motherfucker, I started at 0 and went all the way up to 416, had to go back out and get some energy. And you came back. I should have just accused him and said, you came back in and picked up the item and received all the coins and the XPs. That's what happened.
it shouldn't allow
And the
other
whole time,
players to
all of this
pick
was
up.
going back and forth.
Well, the
He
thing
just
is,
never admitted what he did.
but I've even gone in and picked up off of where you left off, and it switches to a different player. If I can go in right now, tap
Okay.
on what you did last, and it will switch it to where I was last. It's not supposed to carry over to another player. There's no way it should be able
Okay.
to do that. Unless they're
No, but
messing with it.
if it's a oh, that's true. I told you, Ange, I swear to God that they used me as a guinea pig. I, uh, you know, and I'm done being accusatory or whatever with all of it. So I go in, Angie, I know how to count. I know that I've watered everything right. I
Mm-hmm.
go in and why are like 3 entire farms completely gone? Why is something not watered? Do you know what I mean? And I just am not sending shit up to Brady, right? And if I send it to James, all he's doing is fucking sending up to Brady going, D, you know what I mean? He's like, instead of saying I have a guild member, he's like, D has a problem with. And I'm like, well, fuck, I could have did that myself, you know? And it was funny because yesterday, well, from Saturday, I don't know, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning till Sunday no, that's a lie because I played. I don't remember how many hours, but I'm going to say it was about 4 hours. The server was down, and
Yeah.
I sent up a bug report, and he never responded. And then once they got it up and running, he took that entire bug report and ripped it right out of the reporting thing and discarded it. So if you go up and look in there, it doesn't even show that I sent anything up. Because before I went up and said anything, I reached out to you and I reached out to Ari to say, hey, can you get into the game?
And
Because I thought maybe
I
did
thought it was
something.
down for maintenance. I mean, that happens. Yeah, it's down either for maintenance, a power outage.
Yeah.
Could be a lot of reasons why it's down.
So, right. And all that he had to do was put in their maintenance or whatever, but instead it just popped back up, and then he went and took the bug report and deleted it. So I was like, that's kind of interesting. Because my man, I know my man, he was sleeping. He was sleeping is what he was doing and didn't know. And I don't care. That's okay. You know what I mean? But
people need sleep.
I am not.
It's just don't be rude about it.
Yeah, and I had already sent up 2 other bug reports, and I'm like, I am not fucking doing it again. You know what I mean? I'm not pissing this kid off again. I'm like, it just ain't worth it, you know?
At this point, I just stopped reporting it and let him find out from other people.
Exactly. That's
don't even say anything when you find a problem, and just it sucks and it's annoying and it's gonna put you behind, but whatever. At this point, let him find out the hard way.
Right. And I think I'm going to do the same thing with James, too. You know what I mean? Obviously, he's not leadership. You know what I mean? Like, after just the little bit I know from an HR perspective, he wouldn't be in a supervisory role for me for a tech place. When he says, you know, I don't coddle people, which I agree with, you know, you don't have to coddle people, but you also need to give them a boost. You know what I mean? A little, are you doing okay kind of thing. Welcome to the group. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like I'll send a note out, hey, everybody, don't forget to vote. You know what I mean? Because they include voting in there and shit. But he's like, you know, what are you doing? You know, what are you doing that for? And I'm like, oh my God. So it's just a fascinating, you know what I mean? I truly was like, D, what is your problem that you cannot get this across?
It's not you. It's
no matter
the
what I
recipient, not the sender.
Okay. Because you understand what I'm talking about, correct?
Yeah.
I'm not like talking. Okay. I'm not a tech person or whatever.
No, but I handled all I know what it's like because I was the tech person for the medical office. I fixed whatever was going on with their computers and stuff, and did all kinds of repairs to shit that people screwed up. And they didn't know what they were talking about. They're like, it just stopped working. What's going on? Why doesn't this work anymore? Give me 5 seconds. Well, I figure out what this is, why it's not working anymore, and get it fixed. I've literally gone in with, it stopped working. What stopped working? The computer. Okay.
Oh my God, that's funny.
I have gone in with far less description than you've given.
Oh my God, that is hysterical.
And it's even more fun with doctors that should have been retired but didn't, and were just learning how to use computers in the medical field. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that had to be fun.
Oh yes,
oh my
lots
God.
of fun. And then the boss, he comes in and says, "Hey, can you install this on my computer?" And I'm looking at his computer, and his main screen has got like 500 shortcuts on it. I'm like, your screen's giving me anxiety. Create folders. I mean, he's just got 100 freaking shortcuts all over, hundreds of them. And I'm like, just looking at his screen was giving me anxiety. And I'm like, oh my God.
What was he? Like, what did he have? What was he using them for?
I have no clue.
Did he even know what he had in them?
I don't know.
Oh,
they were
my
just
God.
Hundreds and hundreds of shortcuts.
Then you don't want to make any kind of, yeah, and then you don't want to make the suggestion because then he'll go, "Here, Angie, take my computer and do it for me."
No,
you know?
I told him
he would have been.
I'm like, that's why I said, no, I literally said you need to use folders. I literally told him your monitor's giving me anxiety. You need to use folders.
Oh Christ!
I could get away with that because, well, I was the only one they had to do any of that kind of stuff, and they didn't want to pay an actual tech person hundreds of dollars to come in and do it. So,
right,
yeah, but you know the number of times that people are like, "It won't print." Did you check the paper?
I know. Is there ink in it? Right.
How do you change out the ink cartridge? Open, pull,
how do you
insert,
how do you
close.
put the paper in? Right. How do you put it in? Where is it? You know, we had some new new printers and shit come in, and they would be like, "Well, where do you put the paper?" You know what I mean? And you're like, "See that slot right there? You open up that drawer or do this."
Have you looked at the machine?
Now that I think about it, you know, we had to have training and shit on some of the new printers and stuff that they brought in. We had training sessions. That's how complicated the frickin' printers were. Because we had to do stuff, you know, back and front. Then there was legal stuff. Then there was, you know, the big paper. And then how you could merge papers together and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand for people to have a degree of training. When it comes to hooking up a printer to a computer, why was I the only one capable of knowing how?
Right.
That's the alarming part.
Did you check for paper? Oh, fuck that. I forgot about that days. That's funny. Thanks for the laugh. Oh, Angie, you're right. Oh, shit. And you just want to go, you stupid fuck. You know, I had to get up and walk down here, and you didn't check for paper or ink or then, you know, how do you put it in? Or where do I find it? In the motherfucking cupboard right above you, you know? Oh, gosh.
I know. It's like,
I used to have to, I'd get a call from the CEO. D, go put coffee on.
How
and I
many
made coffee in the morning too.
Of making coffee?
Yep. Like, where was her secretary, right? There were 4 secretaries outside her door, but I got called. I made coffee in the morning when I came in.
Half-assed.
Yep. I made 2 pots of coffee in the morning. Then she wanted coffee in the afternoon. Make the clean out the pots and shit, put the coffee on. You know, Angie, not only did I do that, but I put her fucking coffee in her cup and carried her cup to her desk and set it on her desk.
Oh, yeah, no.
Sometimes she wouldn't be on the phone and I'd stay and talk to her.
Oh, yeah, Mama.
Other times she'd be on the phone and I'd just put it down there and leave.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, this is like, where the fuck's her secretary? You know? And I didn't care, but I'm just saying. Yeah. You know, like, where were they? What the hell were they doing that they couldn't do it? But again, that was shit. Whatever they told us to do, we did. I never fucking remember. I never, ever said no. Ever.
I'm gonna swap off of the app to the website, so give me 1 second, and I'll be right in.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me? Oh, hold on. I gotta switch up.
No problem.
Oh, there it is. Okay. No, I gotta close the app because it's lagging my game.
Go ahead.
There we go. Now it's not. Okay. Sorry.
You okay?
Yep, I just wanted to
So,
make sure I had an
1
alternative
year.
way to bounce over for you.
Okay. Oh, I always put out every year benefit statements. You know what you received from the company.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 year she decides she doesn't like the way it looked, and she scrabbles chicken scratch or what she wants it to look like.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it the way she wanted to. So the following year, I ran the report, and I gave it to her prior to my sending it out to staff. And she comes in the office and she goes, "Who the fuck did this? This is a piece of fucking garbage." And I looked
You
right at
did.
her and I said, "Pearl," I said, "this is exactly what you did last year, and I just copied it. You cannot believe the motherfucking trouble I got into for that.
What, for pointing out she
Don't
was
you
the author?
ever, don't you, yep, don't you ever, ever say anything like that to her again."
Well, it's the fact. I mean, what do you want me to do?
I
Lie?
Yep. Oh my God, from her, from my boss, the COO, oh my God, I thought I was going to lose my job over that.
That's funny.
That's how bad it was.
Well, I can look back at it and laugh, but like, what the fuck? Are you okay? You're calling your own work a piece of shit, and then you ask who wrote it, and I'm just photocopied what you wrote.
Right. I just did what you had me do last year. You did it. It was priceless, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, I bet you embarrassed her, is what it was.
It was. Yeah, it was worth every fucking thing, you know, because you were like, "Bitch, you ain't as smart as you fucking think you were." You know, like, oh God. If they only knew what she did, how much money she stole and shit, Angie.
I know.
I should have went to the board. I actually, Eric and I went to. It was really really weird. I had picked this attorney, this employment attorney, because I was going to sue the company.
Yeah.
And because they had let somebody a little bit older than me stay off longer than they let me stay off. So I could have caused, like age discrimination, whatever. So before we went down that path, we met with an employment attorney, and he's like, "D, you could sue." He goes, "You may or may not win, but it's going to cost you money up front. You're going to have to do all of this." He goes, "I advise that you don't do anything." And as we're in there talking, I turn, and lo and behold, the husband of the girl that I was relatively close to, who picked me up. We took turns driving together, and we went out as a couple, to dinner and stuff. Her husband was there. No motherfucking clue whatsoever that he was part of that group. Nothing. Didn't know. Now, she kept her own last name, so I don't know if that's why the connection wasn't made or whatever, but it was not. And once I saw that he was there too, I was like, "Oh fuck, I ain't doing any of this." You know what I mean?
You're not gonna be able to.
In retrospect, I mean, I was really, really sick, and I don't know if I could have went through all of that or not. But now they make me so mad. Eric says I talk about them several times a week in my sleep, that I still give orders and shit. He knows all the players and their names, and I'll be like, "Pearl, this needs to be done by blah blah blah," and he says, "D, you're always working in your sleep," and I'm like, "Why can't I fucking get paid for it? If I'm working, why can't I get paid?"
I know. But when you've done something for so long,
how you know what I mean? And obviously it is affecting me. You know what I mean? Even though that, I mean, I have hurt feelings from a lot of them for what I did for them, and not to get a phone call, a kiss my ass, or "Thank God you're gone, bitch" letter. You know what I mean? To be total from so many people. And I only wish that I could bump into somebody and for them to say something, and I'd be like, just fuck you. You know what I mean? It just,
I
so it
know.
must affect me more than I realize, you know? Um, I don't know.
I do
But
understand.
I told you,
I do understand. Because I've worked
I
at
mean,
places I've put my heart
do
and soul
you,
into, and what do? I don't even get a, hey, how you doing once in a blue moon phone call.
yeah, for many of them, you know, like from the janitor all the way up through, and everybody that you helped in between, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the
Yep.
relationships that you think you forged or you had or even you didn't have, you think you'd hear something from somebody.
Somebody.
There is one, there was, yeah, I don't know if she's passed or not. She was in her close to her 80s. She was my part-time secretary. It was a sad thing, but they didn't want to get rid of her, so they gave her to me, and she worked a couple days a week for me. And she would send me a card every Christmas. Other than that, the girls that worked for me and shit, they didn't do jack. They didn't even. I haven't fucking talked to them in years.
Mm-hmm.
And if I told you the shit that I let them do, get away with, giving them bonuses, giving them promotions and shit, fuck.
They didn't deserve.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, huh. You just, you really question who is it? Do you know what I mean? And I come down to, out of all of it, the common denominator is me. So I got to be the fuck up.
That's
If
what I always
everybody
say
else
about
is all
myself,
on
but
the
everybody
same
gets
page,
mad at me for it.
well, I'm with you, girl, because if everybody else is on the same fucking page, right? And they're
Uh-huh.
all together, and you're out there by yourself, and you touched every single one of them, right? In the group, but not one of them fucking acknowledges you. I've come to the conclusion it's me.
Yeah.
No matter, no matter what I did, no matter how I helped, whatever, it's me.
Yeah, that's my
So
thoughts too.
what does that mean then? Right? Then what does that mean going forward? You know what I mean? I don't know the answer to that question.
None of us
It
do.
makes you somewhat reserved, I guess. You know what I mean? Where you've talked about that before, where you don't want to let people in yet, or whatever right away, and makes you jaded, I guess, or calloused. I don't know if that's the right words or not, but plus, not only that, but then if you're honest with yourself, it's very hurtful, right?
Yeah.
It hurts because it's like, what the fuck? Why am I here? Why did I bother? What did I do all of this to get to this fucking point?
Uh-huh.
Right? Why? Why? What for?
That's where I've spent quite a few years of my life wasting time worrying about it. And I've come to determine it's not really worth worrying about. People just aren't worth it.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not. And you'll be pleased to know my father-in-law's been hitting me up since 7 a.m. about the book again.
Oh.
And that, just so you know, subconsciously, I determined that I had to have this foot injury. Because I can't, now, are you ready?
Uh-huh.
I can't stand what's going on. Stand meaning the situation, but stand in the actual form of standing on your feet. So I subconsciously, intentionally did this to my foot.
Okay.
That's what I've been dealing with since 7 a.m. I called Eric up again and I said, Eric, I'm telling you what, you better call your father, because if not, I'm telling you now, it's going to get ugly. I sent him back. The last note I sent him was, Dad, please stop.
Yeah.
Just stop. So I planned on the dog running out, right? I then planned on me going after him with no shoes on deliberately, because I can't stand physically or mentally, whatever you want to call it, either way. So I did this to myself.
Sure. Okay.
Do you buy that?
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
I bet you haven't heard that. I bet you haven't heard that theory yet. So I guess you must have deliberately fell into the door. Let's see, how could we correlate that to something if we use his philosophy going on? You know? Oh, he has me so fucking pissed off.
I
I
really
said to him,
don't know.
I'm like, I'm calm. You know, I'm calm, and then he got to start his shit. You know what I mean? Where I don't even know where the fuck. I think Eric took the book while I was gone. I had it on my bed. I have no clue where the fuck it is. I think Eric picked it up and did something with it, and I have to ask him when he comes home. Because I wanted to tell Dad, I wanted to say to him, well, Dad, 3 of us are going to get together and take the book apart, but I didn't say anything.
Oh, if
But
yeah, I would love
weird
to be
shit.
part of this. I really would. I like logically. Let's logic through this, please. How does this come to pass? I am determined to understand.
I mean, so basically you're saying, you know, we want to be sick. We want to be laying in bed. We want to be doing, you know, like you want to be laying in bed, Ange, cause why? Right? And I'm like, really? That's what we wanted for ourselves,
I
right?
could be putting in a flower garden right now. I could be fixing up an antique vehicle that I wanted. I could be doing so many blazing things right now that I love doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would be able to do them.
To stay, right, but you've chosen to stay in bed, right? Because that out of everything in the fucking world to possibly be able to do, right? You've decided that being in bed with back spasms is the best thing for you, right? Out of everything in fucking life.
Yeah, so instead of going out and restoring a classic car, I'd rather be in bed dwelling on how fucked up my life has been. Yep, sounds good.
Right? That makes sense, doesn't it? So, yeah, like, start applying that logic. Does that make any motherfucking sense at all?
No, it does not. Not even close.
And then he writes back, he goes, in one of my many past lives, I was a doctor. And I just wanted to say, well, you sucked at it, or some smart-ass comment like you sucked at it, you know?
Yeah.
I just am like, what the fuck? You know, like, if they're... You know, like, we've talked before, like, about the reincarnation issue, or if that whole thing about you choose to pick your life before you're born.
Yeah.
You choose it. You choose it.
Well,
you know everything that's going to go on prior to your I don't know if we pay for it or not, so I don't know if you could get a refund. But I'm going to tell you what, I sure as shit wouldn't want it. Who the fuck in their right mind would pick this kind of life? Who would pick getting abused and beat or slapped and kicked and punched and whatever? Who would pick having to be homeless and shit and living in a car or living in the fucking woods or whatever? Who would pick all of this? You tell me one fucking sane person that would pick any of it.
I don't know anybody
that has any common sense in their head. Like, you chose this life. Okay, yeah, right. Well, like you said, I want a fucking refund. I never thought about that before. But that's why this bitch hasn't died yet, because they fucking don't want me up up or down or wherever the fuck I'm going, because I ain't going through no motherfucking gate till all my fucking questions are answered. You know, this is all fucking bullshit. This whole, everything from just the way we hurt one another, to the whole way the country's fucked up, to the whole way then the fucking world is fucked up. You know, for what? And then I now worry, out of all the shit in the motherfucking world, the only thing I'm truly worried about is Jacob. What the fuck kind of life is that kid gonna have? You know what I mean? With how difficult that we're experiencing shit. You know, I never believed my mother. You know, I used to rag on her and shit. Oh, Mom, you're being ridiculous, talking like this, you know. Or, you know, all the shit that she would say, you know, like, call me when you get there. I want to make sure you're okay and shit like that. You know what I mean? I've turned into my fucking mother. And I'm like, now I know what the fuck she's talking about. You know, like, the boys are like one thing, right? But Jacob is a totally another thing.
Yeah.
I sit there and I try to envision what kind of life he's going to have as a minority white male.
Yeah.
You know, and here we're talking about fucking, you know, fucking getting 10 red states together to go up against the federal government and shit. And we're laughing, thinking it's a joke of red and blue states, but, you know, is it truly?
Honestly,
did you get to look at that shit I sent? That shit I sent over the Social Security stuff, and how Texas is going to flip blue now?
Yeah,
from all the people that came in from California and New York.
Yeah.
They all registered Democrat.
Yes. It's really messed up.
That's going to be fucking interesting if that goes that way.
I hope
the other part of that, though, was I had to laugh. In 1 week, did you know 23,000 dead people registered to vote?
I know. I'm like, okay. And that's why I've said, when it comes to the politics of the United States, all sides cheat. And we really don't get a say. Not one of us actually has a say. That's why we gotta fix this at the local level, because the local goes on to state and the state goes on to federal. We've got to fix it on our level, not at the top. We got to fix it from the bottom.
Okay.
And just hold people accountable along the way. Be super involved the way people used to be.
Yeah. I mean, like, I cannot believe that they sold us out when 70% of the fucking country, and we can debate whether they should get it or they shouldn't, but 70% of the country says don't give Ukraine the money. And they went ahead and did it anyway.
And again, I will hold to, I understand their logic, even though most people said not to. They should have abided by what the populace said. I will hold to, I get that it keeps our troops here. I understand that. Coming from from a family that's very diverse in the military, I really do get it. I would hate to have to see that happen, more of our people. And again, with the way things are going here, I'm almost afraid to let our troops be sent elsewhere, given how much is going on already on our borders and everything going on.
You know what was interesting? Was that right before there's a statement that Johnson made. You know what it was?
About
his son had just started at the military academy. His son started the military academy, and he didn't want to see him have to go to war.
No one wants to see their family
goes,
going like that.
Right. So he did that. He did that because of his son. A $60 billion thing for his son.
Yeah.
He said it out loud. He should have never opened his mouth.
There are some thoughts that should be left in your head.
Yep. I mean, I can't believe he said it. You know? I mean, the appropriate thing would be, I don't want to send our sons or daughters to war. Not my son, instead of saying my son.
Uh-huh.
But as you said, I agree with you. That now is not the time to be going anywhere with anything.
And I'm
You know
not
what I
happy
mean?
about us having to spend that much money. But if you really break it down in the end, it might be saving us a lot more money than just not sending people
Than what it
over.
would be if we sent for. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And I get.
I agree with that.
And this is where a lot of people really don't like me, is because I can see from both perspectives. I'm not thrilled with tax money being spent that way, but compared to the alternatives, it does seem the lesser of the evils. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, like, I don't know. Do you by any chance know any total costs for either Vietnam or, Desert Storm or anything like that off the top of your head? Do you remember any stats at all?
I don't think they've ever
what
put
the,
any out. I don't, honestly,
Okay.
I'll have to research it, but I don't recall. I mean, I do not recall actual cost. I'm gonna have to look into that because I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
because I don't know if it's that. There has to be. I mean, it's probably there. It's just maybe never been published or that we've seen it.
Yeah.
I'm just curious as to what the Iraq war cost or what,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously any loss of life is, you can't put a price on that, but, be honest. A life for $60 billion, they're going to give a life up. They'll probably give up 10 lives. They might even give up 1,000 lives for 60 billion. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? If you're being honest to be honest. I mean, because fuck, they're doing it anyway, right? They're giving it up.
Yeah.
Um,
I just wish they would explain their logic and reasoning a lot better to the public than just it's what we chose.
So, and then where else is it going to?
Israel
Oh,
and a
Israel,
couple other places.
and that ought to set. Yeah, and Taiwan. The Israel thing, I figure that's going to set off some shit. That's going to be a huge. I think that's going to be a huge thing for the election. You know what I mean? That with the Palestinian people and the Israelis here, I see like more fighting and shit going on.
Yeah.
Look at all the stuff every week fighting up in New York and shit. You know what I mean? Going at one another and stuff. I don't know how that's gonna all get resolved.
It's not anytime soon. Or again, when you have a large, diverse population, everyone's priorities are different, and everybody has to have an equal say in what the priorities are. And then they have to negotiate all of these said priorities and see what is really needed as the most important for our country. And that's where it's frustrating, is because our country is not on the same page for priorities the way it used to be.
No. When I always want to say to them, when I hear them say, or they're on TV and they go, "Where our values or such."
No, our country's too diverse for values.
I want to see. Show me the mission statement. You know what I mean? Like, what are we supposed to be doing? Because I fucking don't know what they are. What our priorities in that are. Where are they listed? Here's what we're supposed to be doing. In any other company, you would be having to write that something down. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck do we even stand for anymore? I don't know. I really don't. It's fucked up, Ange. I'm telling you.
It is a mess.
I know. No birth certificate again today?
I haven't checked the mail because I'm still achy.
Okay, Miss Achy. You got any pretty bruises?
No.
No. Oh, don't start.
I know.
Why
I'm not supposed to do that, but I do.
Did you get any sleep?
I got some, not too much.
No.
I think
You're
it's,
still in pain?
yeah, but I'm getting there, slow but sure. I've, gotta take my afternoon meds. I'm a few minutes behind.
That's just what I'm doing. That's so fucking funny. That's just what I'm doing right now. Trying to get them all together. I'm like, oh shit. Because I got stuff here and there. I gotta call the pharmacy and reorder some shit before Eric gets up here to pick them up.
Yeah.
That's funny. We're both on the same fucking time schedule. Oh, honey, I don't know what the answer is. I'm telling you. You know, you go through life and all of this, and I'm just like, for what?
Yeah, I've been kind of in that existential dread stage of life again.
Yeah.
You go through a few of them in your lifetime, and then you finally give up on it and say nothing was worth any of it, so whatever. And I'm going to die eventually, but maybe one day, 6 or 7 generations down the road, someone I helped spawn will be a good person and save the planet. Sorry, did I put that in the rudest way possible?
I like that, Angela. On 7 fucking generations on, and they won't even know our fucking name, right?
No, why would they care about us? And then, guess what? If that doesn't happen, hopefully they'll realize that 6 or 7 generations off of them, their family member will do something amazing for the world.
Yeah, that's funny.
Right on.
I never thought of it in those terms.
It's that little stone that causes a ripple that leads to a tidal wave. You never know.
There you go. I never thought of it in that terminology. You just gave me a little spark of hope there. Now that, I might be able to get out of that little what if, why, what for thing. And now I can think about, Jacob can go on to have a child and his child's child and his, and then maybe whatever.
Or we can go down the great,
I start correlating
this conspiracy rabbit hole of AI takes over and none of us matter and it was all a waste of everything.
I know. I don't even say that. Yesterday I heard a commercial for one of the 401k places.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're doing their little spiel, we have the staff, we have the training, we have everybody behind us, including being able to use AI to blah, blah, blah. And it was just like they said it, and just glossed right over the word and kept on going, and I was like, what? Huh? Who? I mean, somewhere I wrote down who it was. I wanted to look them up to see what they were about, because I didn't recognize the name. And I was like, AI, are you fucking kidding me? Yep. So with this AI bullshit, that all leads me back to the original Terminator and shit. You know what I mean? Then you hear about the drones going to Israel and shit, and you're like, oh my god, here we go. It's on. Good thing probably I've been showing Jake all them movies since he's been 2 years old. The Hulk and Terminator and shit. Don't know what the fuck to do and how to hide. He's gonna change his name to Kyle, right? He's gonna be Kyle number 500 or whatever,
Gotta love it.
Well, the only good thing is, I might not be around for all of it. And when you and I bump into each other again in some form or fashion, you'll have to tell me what the rest of life was like after I'm gone.
Yeah.
And you've stuck around, and what the fuck, man?
I know.
It makes you wonder where you're going to be living, what we're going to be doing, what they, fuck, even what they've been doing to the food and shit. Ah, fuck, there goes Eric. I'll call you back, okay?
Alrighty.
And
I heard you.
Okay, babe, I'll call you right back.
Alright.
Bye.
You are low on health. You need to find a way to restore your health, Bob.
No.
Do you need to tune the TV more?
No, mother, you see, you fool.
Oh yeah, that's right. The lower your health, the more points you take out.
No more damage.
Or more damage. Well, that didn't help.
I did it.
I see your message, Concertina. I was chatting with Dee earlier, and I couldn't get the stinking app to carry through to the stuff, so... But that's why I was typing through most of it. But, yeah, I know. We're always just a little degree of kicking-ish. Aren't you supposed to jump on it?
No, I don't know. Nope.
Okay, hit it with a hammer. You gotta go find the key. I would not jump across the water. Yeah. Ah. Ah. There you go. Get him out of the way. Yay! And of course the heart fell into the stinking water. There's got to be a way to get up there.
There is.
Oh. Oh, big booms. They do not look nice. Don't you wish you had the power of becoming a paper boat?
No, I'm dead. Oh, I'm not. Somehow I
Barely.
lived.
Holy cow, that was a miracle. So why can't you turn into a paper boat yet?
Because I haven't unlocked it.
Okay. He fell off. Because he walks, remember? You got a compliment in the chat.
Shush.
Oh, lovely. Are you going to be able to roll under those? Cool. Ouch. So he just jumps off with you. I agree, we need to have a philosophical conversation this week. They're always fun.
I did it.
Ah, yeah!
Shush.
That's epic.
That is not epic.
That was not nice of them. Where's the fire extinguisher? I would just, like, grab a fire extinguisher and, like...
That would be easy, Mother.
I know it would be easy.
There is a badge, but I don't know how to get it. It was on that cliff I kept trying to get to.
Ah. Wow, really? Again? I thought you just got rid of those things. Oh no, it's smoky. Ouch. That's not good. Woohoo!
At what cost?
They are really out to get you. I just saw the chat. I agree. Games and gossip. That would be a perfect one. Nice. You are really good at this, buddy.
Shush. No, it's because, remember, low health equals better damage
I
because
know.
of that badge I got?
No, just in general. You're good at this.
Shush. Yay. Oh, there goes all those coins.
Was your health good enough to do that?
Yeah. Because remember, I leveled up.
Oh, yeah. A cursed chest. Do you have the key for it already?
No.
Uh-huh. I like philosophical plunder. Okay. Yeah, I'm eating. Got a good snack. Ooh.
But it drops the damage Mario deals by 1. This is where we get turned into a boat.
I figured that.
Speed running.
Yeah. I love how he thinks these are all horrible curses, but they're actually very helpful.
They're separate people.
Well, well, nope, can't go that way no more. Oh, cool.
Nope, there's nothing over here.
Well, that's still pretty epic. I'd like to be able to turn into a paper boat sometimes.
Do you, though?
I said sometimes.
When would that have ever applied?
Probably when I was about 4 or 5 years old.
Okay, but do you understand how painful that would be?
A magic wand. No pain involved. still can't get that badge, though. Oh, you got too close to the... I see. And you could have used your Koopa Dude to throw at that box.
Did 10 damage.
Good.
No, I don't think there was a boat pan here.
No, there wasn't. However, finding a means to save would be great.
Oh yeah, sure. There's one over here.
Mm-hmm. However, there was a boat pad somewhere up ahead, I remember. Um,
Yeah.
Very nice.
There's the winch.
So you gotta go all the way back across. That's a lot of work.
You know what? Maybe there was a boat panel.
I just don't remember where. right there. Go down the waterfall. And go around. There you go. That works amazingly. You gotta go all the way back.
Problem the waterfall.
Oh. So you can only go so far, and then you gotta go back on foot.
Hmm? I'm dumb. Really?
It happens.
There we are.
Now you got it.
Okay, but how do... Well, really, will...
You might have to use that jam stuff.
That only works for F...
Oh. Good news, you're almost done with it.
Crap.
I hope you didn't die.
Well, do you want to do this tomorrow?
Yeah, we can finish this tomorrow if you're frustrated.
I'm not frustrated.
Okay.
I'm just annoyed.
Alright, folks. We will be back later today or tomorrow. I'll probably try to get some Diablo 3 in a little bit. I can understand Bud's frustration, so thank y'all for popping in, and I'll catch you later.